I'm Dave, this is Cyderbaby pod. We are at the Fleece in Bristol, and this is maybe THEIA.
This is us. Hello. Hi, nice to meet you all digitally. Great to be here at the Fleece, our first time. And it's our first time in Bristol.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
yeah, really excited.
Right.
And it's been a long time coming since it's been postponed and rearranged.
Yeah.
But it's going to be great. We've just sound checked and it's sounding fantastic.
Yeah.
Awesome venue, great vibe. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
Good acoustics in this place as well. So.
Yeah, got lots of stone floors to bounce off and soak up the sound. It's cool. It's really nice.
I can't believe you haven't played Bristol before, surely. Is this as far southwest as you ever been?
Well, no, we did. Mine head's a bit further.
Yeah, it's a bit further down.
Yes.
We did Giants of Rock.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yes, we did, and we did Watch It Music Festival as well.
Right.
So we have ventured.
Yeah.
But I have like the geographical knowledge of a teaspoon, so I'm just like, point me to the venue door, and I'm all right.
Okay. It's been quite a 12 months for you guys, hasn't it? I mean, you've changed considerably. How's it going?
Great. We're just happy and confident in what we're doing now. There was a transition period, so like with any evolution, we weren't particularly unsure of where we wanted to go, but the steps we had to take to get there were completely new territory. So we were trying to do it in a way that didn't push any old fans away.
Yeah.
And didn't disparage people who'd been following us for the past 10, 12 years. But what we've managed to do, I think, is hold on to our awesome fan base and also reach out to potentially new interested people. Every day is a learning curve. The industry is constantly changing, and we are just doing our bit to try and fit in, I suppose, but also just to leave a mark. Some mark, tiny mark maybe, a little pencil scratching on the music industry, and put a stamp, say this is who we are now, and this might not be THEIA forever either. We are experimenting musically, but we will happily dress in dress trousers and
Pantaloons, I think they're called.
Pantaloons. Yeah, it's quite a tall stage at the Fleece, so I was like, if I do fall off, I've got some safety. It's going to be a slow descent.
Or it could be a really, really shocking show for the front row.
Well, yeah. Hopefully it will be anyway, like pleasantly shocking.
Yeah. The EP, I rather like that.
Great.
I did a review and
yeah,
thanks for letting me have the chance to review it. But what's the thinking behind that? I know you said THEIA, this isn't necessarily THEIA now.
Yeah.
Going forwards or whatever. But are you still thinking along that lines musically? Because it's quite different to your old stuff.
It is, yeah. I mean, we're excited to say that the next EP that is in the works, being recorded in January, is a continuation of what we created with The Day, with some more exploration of those themes and ideas we touched upon. But lockdown was the catalyst for us, because we were sort of locked down together at the time when we became a two-piece. We threw everything into the pot. Ash is 5 years younger than me and has a slightly cooler music taste, or so he'd say. So we were cherry picking at the buffet of musical influence. At the end of the day, it's always going to be and always has been guitar-based rock, but we're starting to drench it in some really cool sounds now that the traditional THEIA that we started out as perhaps wouldn't have looked at. So what we've actually done is disbanded the formula we had, which was a safety net, to be fair, and I feel like it's the best thing we've ever done.
What are your influences now? What are you listening to now? Because I'm sort of like picking at things myself, like Blood Command and Vukovi and bands like that, and going forwards. It's more modern, but more poppy, more accessible. I mean, is this your kind of thinking as well?
Yeah, I think because I listen to a lot of stuff. I've grown up with Kyle's music taste, and my dad's rubbing off on me, like starting out with AC/DC and Airborne and those kind of bands, and then as I discovered my own way. I really like more like folky songs. I listen to a lot of stuff that's in the charts. And my partner loves Harry Styles, so I have that almost constantly in my house.
And this is the end.
So yeah, just getting those influences, which I think helps with, because with the EP there's a lot of technical stuff going on. There's synths, there's stuff that wouldn't have been attempted before, but that we can pick up from different genres and adapt to our own. And I remember when I started learning to play the drums and joining the band, I had a conversation with Carl where I was like, all the songs I listen to is just a catchy riff, some interesting lyrics that someone can sing along to, and a strong beat. Let's just do that, because it's super. It helps me because I can't play the drums yet, so it's good for that. But yeah, I think it's made them a lot more catchy and accessible to a wider audience.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, I've always have been and will always be influenced by like Biffy Clyro, for example, CKY, and a lot of Nova Twins, a band on the scene at the moment, who really liking the production values of what they're doing. But there was moments of from Bring Me the Horizon's latest EP that I went, oh, I love that. I love this moment, and it's themes and moments that we've tried to create on the EP. Each song probably stands on its own, but I think when you put them together, you hopefully get a clearer picture of the scope of what we're trying to create.
Yeah.
So I say those are our modern influences, but I was raised again on Mark Bolan.
Yeah.
So that sort of pomp and showmanship is what I always resort to on stage, because that's just ingrained in me. You can never stray too far from your influences. And there's no such thing as an original idea, as David Bowie said. Steal like an artist.
Was it frightening to take that step for backing tracks and things like that? Because, you know, for a lot of rock bands, a lot of older rock fans are quite no. But yeah, I was speaking to Caroline from Beset, and she's quite worried about bringing backing tracks into her music as well. And but how did you guys find it?
I don't think it's something you could convince someone who hates it to love it. But it is more common, and it's probably going to become even more commonplace. For us, our justification is that we can't afford a 16-piece orchestra on stage. We can barely afford just the two of us. One day, if THEIA had the luxury, then yes, those live soundscapes could be created with real people. We'd have a great big tour bus, and it'd be amazing. It'd be such a cool party. But for now, the fact that the technology allows us to do it means we can go out and give people what we intended to create. And I do understand people who dislike it, but for us, at the core of it, if you unplugged the backing track, you'd have Ash playing drums, me singing and playing guitar, and the songs would still go through.
Yeah.
So if there is a tech failure, then you'll still get a THEIA show.
A good counter-argument against people who are wary of it is some people might not realise that everything that they're still hearing, whether it's recorded or not, for us, was made by Kyle. There's nothing like it's still his musicianship, his technical mind creating it all.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's the same as when people have used loop pedals and things. It's just developing the technology. It's still all the band. It's just we can't be octopuses on the stage as much as we'd like to.
No. I mean, I walk like an octopus, but that's
I don't like
just
to, but yeah.
That's what these pants are for. They're covering up the
Oh, moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are your future plans? I mean, we've had this tour with Magnum now, which seems to be going on for a while.
The 3-year tour, really.
Yeah.
Which is fab, yeah.
Yeah. You've mentioned another EP in the works.
Yeah.
What's the new year bringing you?
Straight away, we're jumping in with the recording, and then we're going to follow the pattern of drip feeding releases, because it tends to be that singles are performing better, and we want to focus on each song, and in a way that's nice that we can give each song its moment in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So we'll be releasing music throughout 2023. We want to carry on with the festival circuit that we've been doing, we've got a few great ones lined up, all of which have now disappeared from my head because I've tried to bring them to the front. But the live shows are something that we really want to get more people along to, try and get people to go, I get it now. Because intentionally or not, we've kind of put ourselves on the fringe of some scenes, and because we're quite meek, mild guys off stage, we struggle with the whole look at us, listen to us thing.
Yeah.
But if people get in a room with us when we're doing a show, I feel like they'll understand and they'll want to come on the journey. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to open that door up to people and say, this is who we are. We're nice guys, honest, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, have a good one tonight, and rest of the week as well is going to be fairly busy for you. And I look forward to seeing my first THEIA show.
Excellent. Enjoy yourself, and thank you very much for talking to us.
No worries. Thank you.